Manchester United is going to be playing away at Manchester City come tomorrow at the Etihad Stadium. That's where the affair is obviously going to be taking place. And I tell you what, it's not going to be business as usual, if at all, you know, how things really pan out into this derby. And one thing you need to know about the derby is that you don't have an informed team. And as it stands, City is having 3 points and Man United has 4, meaning that there is a slight difference between Manchester United and the side of City. The side of City comes into this game of football when they've gone ahead to lose one game at home against Tottenham Hotspur, and the other game they've gone ahead to lose it away from home against Brighton. And for Manchester United, they've lost one game at home, drawn 1 away from home, and won 1 at home. That's why they tally up to those number of points, and that's where this huge encounter is obviously going to be happening at the stadium of Etihad. City comes into this game with very many injuries, and one of those that I came into here and really alerted you about was that of Mal Mamosh. But in that particular video, I really listed other 8 injuries that City is really having, and I'm going to be letting you know of those that are really totally out of this particular encounter for the club of Manchester United being hosted by Man City. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. For Manchester United, 2 players are totally out. Cunha and Mason Mount are not expected to be part of this encounter, and for Dalot, he might obviously make it into the traveling squad if at all he really passes what we call the late fitness test after pulling out of the Portuguese national team engagement with some discomfort in his muscle in there for you. And he's really good, and he's going to be a very big miss if at all he misses out on this, because if you remember the game we won against Burnley, that goal that Brian Mbeumo went ahead to score, it was courtesy of the lad known as Dalot, and he also put in some perfect cross for Benjamin Sesko in one of the headers that he went ahead to miss into that particular fixture that was played at Old Trafford before we headed into the international break. And Lisandro Martinez is another one who is back in training, but we have no reason to obviously hurry him up. Mazarawi is back, and we are really having a fully fit squad. Now, we are going to Etihad as a side that is really having a better squad than Man City. That is it. City has very many players injured, and to start it off with those of City that are really injured, Altuli Nouri is out, John Stones is out, you know, Sesko Vadio, Kusanov, John Stones, Omar Mamosh, Mateo Kovacic. All of those players are really out, meaning that they are not really having a squad that can obviously come in through and threaten the club of Manchester United. Though City remains City. I tell you this, City remains City in there. So they've gone ahead, obviously, welcome a new goalkeeper known as Donnarumma, meaning that he's obviously going to be one of those to start in between the stitches, and let's obviously gel well into this so-called probable starting 11 that I went ahead to compile in here onto the United Matters channel. 3-4-2-1 is the system that Man United is going to be deploying into this particular fixture, and one of the huge debates was all about who starts in between the stitches for the club of Manchester United and Man City. And we are here to let you know that the manager confirmed us yesterday that it's going to be Atil Beyinda to start in between the stitches for the club of Manchester United and Man City. Now, for me, I really thought different, because if Atil Beyinda goes ahead, or Beyinda goes ahead to obviously perform very well in this game, I tell you, if Lamens comes in through the game of Chelsea and he really performs very badly, fans are obviously going to be hating onto the new goalkeeper. If I told him the manager, I throw in Lamens straight into this game of City, he gets into the game of Chelsea and even other games, to obviously send a message to the fans of Manchester United that your number one starting goalkeeper is Lamens. That is it, you know. Let's go to the back three. On the right side of the 3-man central defense, we talk about Mazarawi and the player known as Lenny Yoro. And I go Lenny Yoro. That is it. I go Lenny Yoro. That is it. Because he has been really having a very good season. And in set pieces, he has really proven to it that. He really acts well into those set pieces. And defensively, he's the fastest player at the club of Manchester United. And that helps us maybe play high line and really track back with his pace and really not get destroyed by our opponents. On the left side of the three-man central defense, it's none other than a man known as Luke Shaw. I know he's obviously going to be playing there, and he has kept himself fit. He has played the first 3 games of the season for the club of Manchester United, was there for the preseason, and he comes in to obviously play well. By the way, he's one of the best left backs in the world, but injuries have gone ahead to ruin his career, and I don't know whether United will obviously give him a new contract. Now, at the center of the three-man central defense, it's either Harry Maguire or Matthias de Ligt, and I go with Matthias de Ligt into the mix in there for you. So that is the back 4 for the club of Manchester United. And let's go to the right wing back. Mazraoui, Amadi Diallo. I know how much Ruben Amorim feels this game against Man City. It's going to be either Mazraoui or Amadi Diallo, but I think Amadi Diallo will be played in that particular position. There is a video I'm obviously going to be making where a manager of Sunderland, the former manager, comes out and questions the decision taken by the manager of Manchester United to play Amadi Diallo as a right wing back. Yet we know to it that he's really deadly when it comes to him playing the number 10 position. Left wing back, it would have gone ahead to be Dallo, but because he's really a doubt in this fixture, obviously it's Patrick Dogo playing as a left wing back into the mix. In the midfield, I really believe that Casemiro will come in through to play into that particular position, and I think either Manuel Ugarte or Kobe Mainoo will partner him into that particular game of football. That's how I believe United will obviously look into that midfield. Then we are having a man known as Bran Mbeumo and Bruno Fernandes playing at the 2 number 10s for the club of Manchester United. And who leads the line? It's none other than Benjamin Sesko. That is it. He has to start tomorrow. Now, for Man City, Donnarumma in goal, Matheus Nunes, right back, left back, Nathan Ake, Ruben Diaz and O'Reilly in there, Rodri, Reinders and Bernardo Silva, midfield 3, Oscar Bob, Haaland and Doku will obviously lead the front 3 for the side of Man City into this particular encounter. Now, you need to hear something known as the head-to-head stats, here as this game comes into play. That is tomorrow. These are facts that are really written all over, and there is no way you can obviously come out and really say that you never really had these facts being read. And you can even cross-check on these facts, and you'll obviously find them really, really, really right. You understand? So let's obviously start off with the first opening of these facts. We started off with the first one. Manchester City have won 5 of their last 8 Premier League matches against Manchester United. 1 draw and 2 losses, though they failed to win either game last season for the first time since 2020-2021. Last season at Old Trafford, 0-0. At Etihad, we beat them by 2-1. Secondly, Manchester United have inflicted 25% of Pep Guardiola's total home Premier League defeats as City manager, with the Reds winning 4 times there against the Spaniard. Out of the 16 times they've gone ahead to play, they are looking for consecutive wins at the Etihad for the first time since March 2021. And thirdly, since 2015-2016, the home team has ended on the winning side in just 6 out of the 20 Premier League meetings in the Manchester Derby. 4 draws, 10 losses. Indeed, since then, the only Premier League fixture to see more away wins, 10, is Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. You understand? So City has gone ahead to win 10 times away at Old Trafford. Manchester City have lost 2 of their first 3 Premier League matches for the first time since the 2004-2005 campaign, with 1 win, while it is the fewest points, 3, ever collapsed by Pep Guardiola in his first 3 league games of the season. The last time City lost 3 of their first 4 games was in 1995-1996, a season where they were eventually relegated. So City hasn't obviously gone ahead to lose 3 games consecutively in a very, very long time. And they've so far lost 2 consecutively, against Spurs and against a team known as Brighton. 5, Manchester United registered their 8th win in 30 Premier League matches under Ruben Amorim, 7 draws and 15 losses, thanks to the 3-2 win over newly promoted Burnley on match day 3. Half of Amorim's wins have been against promoted sides, with the Portuguese manager holding just a 16-win ratio against sides non-promoted to the division that campaigned for wins in 25. So that really looks ugly, and I think he'll have to use this particular fixture to obviously put that in order. So my prediction in there, 2-2 draw. That's my prediction that I'm really calling in up for this particular fixture of the Manchester Derby. But a win is possible, and we wait to see where that game really goes. But we'll be here to really do the match day live and even talk other things as far as this game of football is really concerned. Early morning, we'll come up with what we call the match day live, as we obviously explained to you. The combined 11 for Manchester United and Man City, as we really weigh in these goalkeepers and so on and so forth. Rokan David remains my name. That's what I had for you in here. Manchester United versus Man City. Tell me your subtraction and addition into this particular probable starting 11 that I've gonna hit to name in here onto this particular video. I'm out. Bye-bye. I'm waiting for your predictions into the comment section below, and see you when you see me. And good night to those going to bed, and see you later.